Welcome to Ask the Beauty Advisor, a podcast that answers your health and beauty questions. Hosted by health and beauty advisor, Deanna Lynn.
Hello, and welcome. This is your host, Deanna Lynn, licensed esthetician and a certified health coach. On today's show, I want to share with you some inspirational truths that can help you do anything better. Well, here we are in California with our businesses shut down again. Small businesses are once again shut down due to the rise in the COVID numbers. I had only been open a week since the last shutdown and was so excited to get back to work. I had the following week totally booked with clients. I was extremely excited about that. However, I had to cancel them all because after a week of going back to work, we were shut down again, and I had to cancel everyone out. This time, the shutdown just was devastating for me. And I know I'm not alone. I belong to a lot of social media groups for estheticians, and they feel so sad, and I'm so sad to hear that a lot of them are just closing up their businesses and finding new careers. Quite a few estheticians have decided to become nurses, which is probably a good idea. If you have medical skills, you most likely are not going to get shut down or prevented from working. I guess I don't have to tell you how hard this has been on all of us, and I'm not even sure how long this is going to last or when it does end, how it will change the way we do business. I had wanted to share with you today more ways of building your clientele and satisfying your customers. However, due to what's going on, it just seems like it would be useless information. So today, I thought I would share with you some inspirational words of wisdom, truths that can help you do anything better. I think we all right now could use a little positive reinforcement. I found this article on my Chrome dashboard. Now, normally I don't pay much attention to those articles on the dashboard there. The title of this article really caught my attention. It was so intriguing. I think it said something like 8 things that can help you do anything better. Well, I had to read it. And after reading this article, I felt so encouraged, so positive about myself, about the future of my life. It gave me new hope, and I hope you'll find it as helpful as I did. I hope it'll bring you just a little bit of comfort. So now, here are the principles that are fundamentally true, that serves as a foundation for the behaviors that can get you anything you want out of life. These inspirations were taken from a book written by investor and writer Ray Dalio in his best-selling book, Principles. Some of you may have heard of Dalio. I have a link in the show notes to my Amazon website where you can check out his book if you are curious. It's a book that I would highly recommend to anybody trying to build a business. I found it so helpful, inspiring, and motivating. So now let's go ahead and get started with these 8 fundamental truths. Number 1, stress plus rest equals growth. Whether you want to grow your body or your mind or get even better at a special skill, you need to push the outer limits of your current abilities and then follow that hard work with the appropriate recovery and reflection. Decades of research and exercise science shows this is how you get stronger and faster. And the latest cognitive science shows this is also how you get smarter and more creative. So now let's stop for a minute here and think about this. You've been working so hard towards building a business. However, this delay or shutdown makes you feel very defeated and discouraged. Take a positive look on this. Look at it as a time to rest and recuperate. For an example, why not look at this time as a time to improve your knowledge or adding a new service to your menu? You could take this time to take some online classes. Maybe you've been thinking about doing microblading, eyelash lifts, teeth whitening, health coaching, or take some online classes for treating those acne clients. Now is the time to expand your knowledge about your skincare business or whatever it is you specialize in. You've probably already got great practical skills, so why not take some classes and brush up on some of the theory? Right now, most of the vendors are offering some great product knowledge classes. After all, you will find that the more knowledgeable you are, the more successful you will become. Now, this next one here, number 2, this was an important one for me to understand and to abide by. Focus on the process, not the results. The best athletes and entrepreneurs aren't focused on being the best. They're focused on constant self-improvement. When you stop stressing about external outcomes, like whether you win or lose, attain a certain promotion, or achieve some other form of validation, a huge burden is lifted off your shoulders, and you can focus your energy on things you can control. As a result, you most always end up performing better. Research shows that concentrating on the process is better for both performance and your mental health. In the past, I had worked for a while as an independent sales rep, as a beauty advisor for the industry. With this job, in order to make a commission, I had to make a monthly goal. My job was basically to sell a certain amount of products in order to make commission. And I would totally make myself almost sick if I felt that I wasn't on track for making my monthly goal. It got to the point I would almost hyperventilate. I would just start to feel so anxious. And finally, I had to start telling myself, just slow down and go with the flow. Just relax. It's not the end of the world if you don't make your goal. When you're so intense on making a goal or making an impression or making a sale, clients can feel your desperation. It scares them and makes them feel pressured. And once I put away the thoughts of trying to make my goal, I started enjoying my job just by helping people and making suggestions. It became so much easier to make my goal. I was making my goal with ease, and I had no stress in my life. I started focusing more on helping people and suggesting things to people. I put my focus into that. And you know what? That's when I started to really enjoy my job. Number 3, stay humble. Humility is the key to growth. If you don't maintain an open mind, you'll severely limit your opportunities to learn and progress. The best athletes trust their training process, but they also constantly look for new ways to improve. Same goes for the best thinkers and creatives. They tend to be confident but not arrogant, and they check their egos at the door. Knowledge is always evolving and advancing. If you want to evolve and advance with it, you need to keep an open mind. Number 4, build your tribe. There's an old saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Turns out to be true. A large and growing body of behavioral science research shows that motivation or lack thereof is contagious. One study that has evidence from randomly assigning friends found out that up to 70% of your fitness level may be explained by the people you train with. Other research shows that if you work on mental tasks with people who are also internally driven and love what they do, you're more likely to end up the same way. If, on the other hand, you surround yourself with people who are negative or have negative attitudes and are solely focused on winning the rat race, you set yourself up for less fulfilling experiences. Okay, moving right along to number 5. Take small, consistent steps to achieve big gains. Habits build upon themselves. If you want any kind of significant change, you'd be wise to do it gradually and over time. Whether somebody takes action depends on both their motivation and their ability to complete a given task. If you regularly overshoot on the ability side of the equation, you're liable to become discouraged and quickly flame out. But if you slowly increase the challenge of what was hard last week will seem easier today. Put differently, small and consistent victories compound over time, leading to massive gains. So true, so true. Number 6, to be a minimalist or to be a maximalist. You can't be great at everything. Regularly reflecting on what matters most to you and focus your efforts there. You've got to be a minimalist to be a maximalist. If you want to really be good at and master something and thoroughly enjoy one thing, then you've got to be focused on that one thing and say no to other things. This is another one that was difficult for me because I have a tendency to be a little ADD. I can't tell you how many projects I started, and because I wasn't gaining success right away, I got discouraged and gave up. But I've learned just by doing something I love, something I enjoy doing even if it's for free, the money will eventually follow. The secret here is just to find something you love and stick with it. Number 7, make the hard things easier. Willpower is overrated sometimes. Rather than relying completely on self-control, initially design your environment to make the hard things easier. For example, what I mean by this is if you, like everyone else, are constantly distracted by your cell phone, don't just turn it off. Remove it altogether from where you're trying to concentrate. If your challenge is eating healthy, instead of relying on your willpower at 9 p.m. after a glass of wine, simply keep the brownies out of the house. This applies to everything. Don't just think about how you're going to accomplish your goals. Think about how you're going to design for them. Number 8, experience the joy. At first, this may sound crazy. Who doesn't want to experience joy? But many type A people are so driven to keep growing and progressing that they sometimes forget to fully live in the present for those special moments or neglect to pause and celebrate their milestones. Don't fall into this trap. It is a especially dangerous one. Moments of joy don't just give us happiness, but they also give us strength. Building resistance and finding joy when things aren't going well, we can fall back on happy memories to give us the resilience to move forward. Now, as you can see, there's nothing fancy about any of these principles, though they do work best when all are applied together. Build them into your life and they'll help you do anything and whatever you want better. Thank you, Ray Dalio. Those were brilliant tips. And I hope they've helped you feel just a little bit better about our present situation. And maybe next time you hear my voice, things will be looking up. We can only hope. Well, that's all I've got for you today. So until next time, take care.